What began as 5 families meeting together in a home, God has brought the increase. And we just want to celebrate that journey with you today. Join me as we relive the story of our early days. And let's begin where it all started, in the home of Dr. Tom Howarth. Well, Tommy, it was 40 years ago that you and 4 other couples gathered together to have the first ever service of Trinity Bible Church. What was that like?
Well, it was an amazing time. We had a bunch of kids, and we had nursery back in my kids' bedrooms. It was one of the neat things about it. One Sunday morning, we had everybody just stop. A couple of deer walked through the backyard. It was quaint having a church in your house.
Yeah.
It was really quaint, but it became, after a while, it was at your house every Sunday. And so
kids had to clean their rooms every Saturday, right?
That's right, because their nurseries were going to be in there. It was great for a while, and it lasted less than 2 years.
Okay.
And we eventually moved into the community center.
Yeah. So you had, here's your living room. What were worship services like in your living room?
Well, I don't think we even had a place for the pastor to put his notes even. I can't remember if he had a lectern or not. But he would stand up here by the fireplace, and we were all sitting here. The kids were sitting up in kind of the balcony up there and putting their legs through the railings. But it was a very intimate time. 5 families with about 15 kids.
Wow, lots of energy.
Yeah, but it grew really quickly. And at first, it was very easy to have community together because we took trips together. I mean, the whole church went on a canoe trip to the Buffalo River in Arkansas. It was such a fun to.
That sounds
it was
awesome.
To just play together besides worship together.
Yeah. So, bro, from the very beginning, what was the heartbeat, the thrust, the emphasis of our church? What was it like, man? What drove you?
I think it was more the community of the church being together and supporting one another.
Because you guys were like a community, we grew. Matter of fact, we outgrew your living room.
About a year and a half or 2.
About a year and a half, so?
Less than 2 years.
Okay. So then, what's next? What guided you next to the Lido Community Center?
Well, it was the only place that was really available to us without going into a school somewhere. And so we went to the community center. The only rent we had to pay, we had to keep up the lawn.
That was it.
Yeah, and so my main question to anybody that came to the church is, do you have a tractor to help mow? So,
if you got a tractor, you're in. You're
right.
A member.
That's right.
Special place in the history of our church. This is our second meeting place for our worship services. You guys were a part of these from the very beginning. And what were services like in here, 38 years ago? What do you remember?
I remember all the families were together. The kids sat through all the churches services. We had a lot more room, so they had a lot more room to play.
Yeah.
But our oldest son would sit on the front row, and he would raise his hand and ask the pastor questions during the middle of the sermon. And other people
I'm so glad we don't do that anymore.
He asked him what happened to the dinosaurs. So he stopped and explained all that. But it was just a precious time where the kids felt part of it. We had some wonderful skits and plays and just, holiday activities and things like that together. Just a real family feel.
Very cool.
Well, it was family, very, just a small group. You knew everybody, you knew about everybody, you knew what they were going through.
So after a while of worshiping here, we outgrew this place and needed some more space. Tell us what happened then.
Well, there were, I believe, 4 or 5 guys. They went together and came up with the money to purchase that land. So they were very committed in the early days. Not only had they been good encouragers to me as I watched them study the Bible, but I watched them put their money where their mouth was.
They really stepped out on faith.
They stepped out in faith.
Yeah, they did.
Certainly did.
And we're standing here in front of the kitchen foyer, which might not seem like that sacred of a ground to you, but actually in the history of our church, it really is. And I've invited John to come here and explain why. So bro, what's so special about this place?
What makes this place special is that our first Easter sunrise service and the first service ever performed on this property was performed right where you and I are standing. Things were a little bit different back then.
Yeah, I bet.
There was no wall behind us. There were no rooms behind me. Everything else was smaller. We had one entranceway to our worship center, which is now the Connection Center. This was a concrete pad. The service took place before sunrise. It was headed up and led by Doug Dudgeon, our third pastor of the church. We all put out metal chairs to sit on. Whew. There were no cushions. And you could tell people were uncomfortable throughout the service, and I know for a fact Doug had to speak up on it, speak a little faster and give him his message.
Well, that's one way to keep them awake. Maybe we ought to go back to that.
That's an idea. That's an idea. What is special about this building also is that the people who built this church were the members of the church itself. It's just really special. But this is a place that means an awful lot to me.
Yeah. You've been involved in the church since even before that time, and over the past 4 decades, you have served in many different capacities. And can you just share with us what you've done, what God's done through you, and why in the world have you done that for so long?
Well, one of the things that compelled me more than anything else was men in the church.
Mm-hmm.
I watched how they served.
Yeah.
And it gave me a desire to serve. I think I have a servant's heart. I think we all need to serve to some capacity. I think we're called out to be a servant.
That's right.
The greatest servant of all is Jesus Christ.
Amen. Amen. Well, bro, the church and I today are standing on the shoulders of great men and women who have served him faithfully, and you are one of them. And I thank you. Bless you, my brother.
God bless you.
Well, the history has been written, and there has been much to celebrate. We continue to be dedicated to developing fully devoted followers of Jesus Christ. But I believe the best is yet to come.